There we go. Hello, beautiful ladies. Awesome. Well, welcome. If you were watching this anywhere other than our Facebook community, please come join us. And in the Facebook search bar, you can type in macro tracking and weightlifting for women. We'd love to have you. Lots of education and master classes and workshops and just tons of free resources to really help you shed fat, gain muscle, live a healthy and fit lifestyle in a way that is totally sustainable. So pop on over there. Great. So today is just a Q&A, right? So every Wednesday, we're going to go through these Q&As to really just solve your problem. So you don't have to be like, wait, over here is this information. And should I read this? Should I look at this? What about this podcast? What do I do? We just want to make everything nice and easy. We're a very research-backed company, always focused on long-term health and sustainability, here to just provide you insight and answers based on our philosophy, remembering that every trainer and every company has their own philosophy. So make sure you know who is the person talking to, what problem are they solving? Is this for me? So just find someone you align with instead of trying to follow everyone, because people do say different things because we're talking to different people. Now, Meg, do you want to say hi? Because on that note, I'm like, I really want to share that story about Mind Pump and that whole thing. Yeah. But I was like, hey, say hi before I'm just like blabbing.
No, we're so excited to get on this together because we were chatting through some stuff and we were looking at some really great questions. So I'm Megan, and I am one of Kristen's client success trainers at Queens of Iron. I'm super pumped to be here with you ladies today to help answer some of your questions.
Yeah, beautiful. And so, always knowing who the intended audience is so important. And so I want to share a quick story of actually one of our clients, amazing client, extremely fit. And she messaged me and she said, at Mind Pump, they said to do 30-minute workouts, X amount of days per week. Maybe we should do that. And I said, why on earth would we do that? Right. That's immediately what came to mind. I'm like, why on earth would we do that? So I'm just thinking of the research and what I know and just kind of running through the knowledge. And it's like intensity and, blood pumping and volume, all these things. It's like, why on earth would we want to shorten that? And so I messaged her back. I said, this is what I know. This is why immediately I don't think we should do it, but let me dig into the research because, I'm here to listen. I'm here to, listen to what you're saying. And I want to support that. But I ask you, who was the audience that they were talking to? Like, we know who Mind Pump is, right? They work directly with NCI in a lot of things, which we're a part of too. So it's like, we're definitely well-versed in who they are. And I know they speak to a basic audience, right? Business and fitness. That's great. We all have a different audience. At Queens of Iron, we talk to a more intermediate and advanced audience, just naturally. That's just who we train. And so I said, who is the audience? And she said, oh, the problem they were solving was inconsistency. I said, girlfriend, exactly. I'm like, A, you're super consistent. That does not apply to you. B, they're not solving better results. They're not solving more muscle mass. They're solving inconsistency. I'm like, that does not apply to you. But how easy is it to get sidetracked? Oh, someone is saying do this. Someone is saying do this. We always want to take a pause and say, why are they saying to do that? Who are they talking to? And what is the problem they're solving? That's really how we know. Like some programs are for people who are more in the obese category. If you are not in that category, those programs don't apply to you, yet you're doing them. Beachbody, stuff like that. Nothing wrong with them. Who's the intended audience? Okay. At Queens of Iron, it's women who lift weights, right? You're putting in the work, you're getting the best results you can, but nutrition might be all over the place, right? You're putting the time in the gym, but it's just like not really having the exact plan of action that you need to get better results. We're not talking to someone who's never lifted weights. Our programs are simply really advanced. Like we can serve you, but at the same time, maybe we're the next step after you're with a more beginner coach, because one person can't serve everybody. The more laser specific you are, the more in depth you can really serve them. And so obviously we want to serve you to the max potential, right? And so we do typically work with more intermediate advanced. Okay. Great. Let's dive right in. So Meg and I are just going to kind of go back and forth. And any questions you have, ladies, please put them in the comments. We'd love to reply just right on the live because we're here for you always. Okay. So Miss Trish, she asked, how do I calculate the so some of these are more simple, some are more in depth. This one is quite simple. how do I count the calories and the macros for pork ribs? She's like, the weight of the bone is throwing me off. Like, how do I possibly track this? So, okay, do you want me to take this one?
Yes. So, an easy way to do this, if you're new to tracking your macros, is weigh everything first, put with the bone and the meat, put it on the scale, eat it, and then weigh your bones after, and then you can subtract it. So then you know you're just calculating the meat, because if you're not eating it, you don't need to track it.
Yeah, exactly. Simple,
That's
right?
it.
And
It's very simple.
yeah. And I think maybe for some of you, it's like, oh, I don't want to take the time, but it's like, but why, right? If you have financial goals, do you take the time to track your finances? It's like, it's not obsessive. It's simply, I'm going to monitor what goes in my body. For me, I believe that's a sign of self-respect. You're respecting your body and your health to the point of like, I'm going to track what's going in so I know how I'm feeling my body. It takes longer as you're learning. It gets so fast the more you practice. So keep practicing. Okay. Miss Sue, she said, I'm curious about meals that have fairly consistent macros. Oh, and are good to order when eating out. I've heard you talk about chicken Caesar salad. Any other good options? Yeah. So she's like, what do I eat when I eat out? Yeah. I eat out all the time. So I'm happy to share this with you because for me, as a single parent who works from home, don't get a lot of social time, right? And so I like to go have my social time in a place I can be fed and still work, basically. So salads, yes, I love them a lot. Not like a Cobb salad with all the bacon and the fat and all the things, but really I focus on, I want to get a lot of greens, and then typically nuts is a healthy fat, right? So I look for nuts and I look for some type of berry or fruit or apples, excuse me, or some type of carb option, because then you're getting the greens, so vegetables, you're getting the fruit, right? That's on the salad. You're getting the healthy fat from the nuts. You're getting some fat from the dressing naturally. And then you can put chicken or steak or shrimp on there, and then you're getting the meat. Excuse me, gosh. Like 9 out of 10 times I'll do grilled chicken because it's nice and lean. And even though it's a salad, it can actually work up to quite a few calories sometimes. And so grilled chicken when eating out is really my go-to. Unless I'm about to start my cycle, I'll do steak, to get some iron and red meat in there. But typically just get some grilled chicken. If you do shrimp, I would recommend, hey, can you just go light on the oil or can you grill it? Otherwise, it can just add so much unnecessary fat. It's not even good for your body. It can leave you feeling lethargic, really tired. So it's like, but why, right? Let's just grill it. Okay. Some other options you can do is like grilled fish tacos. Those are great. So easy to track, and you can get them so many places. They usually come with 2 tortillas. Take one off. We don't need 2 tortillas per taco. That is like 30 grams of carb per taco. Or you can do 15 grams of carb, right? With just one of those little tortillas. So I always leave like all those excess tortillas down there. Condiments on the side, especially like fatty condiments, aioli, stuff like that. Just get them on the side so you can portion control. Because ladies, America at least, or the world, is not naturally healthy, right? Especially at restaurants. They're not thinking, let's make sure that this, doesn't have too much fat for them. They're like, flavor, put all the flavor. It's like, okay, yeah, let's put that on the side so we just have more control over it. Other great options are like steak, potato, and a veg. Great, simple, easy to track, right? A lean steak. The thing is though, ladies, it's like, it's okay even to do burgers or other things that you would like, but maybe, it's tracking half of the burger and getting a side salad with dressing on the side instead of mowing the whole burger and all the fries, because then your entire day of macros are gone, right? It's totally okay to cut it in half, like Sierra's box method, put half of it in the box right away so you're not tempted to eat it. Then you can eat everything that's on your plate, which is half the burger, a great salad, and dressing on the side. For those in maintenance, we have so much more space to play, so it's easier to get other things. Some appetizers, you can get the hummus appetizer, right? Grilled chicken skewers sometimes are on there. Edamame. If you're going out to sushi, getting like sashimi with rice on the side, seaweed salad on the side. That's one thing I really do. Not a lot of you might like it. Sashimi is just straight up raw filleted fish. but the macros are fabulous. So that's why I really like it. And like Meg, you were talking about when we were chatting before the call, your taste buds, right? Your taste buds adjust and change like every 30 days. That's what I learned in biology class at Oregon State. It could have changed. I haven't dug into the research. It's been a long time. But at the same time, I've seen that, right? That it's really happened. But it also comes with the mindset shift. You have to say, okay, I'm going to keep trying this. And I just want to like it. I'm just going to like it. I used to hate fish. I used to hate red wine, but I knew there was great nutritional values to it, right? And I was like, I'm just going to keep trying this until I like it. I'm not joking. I was so dedicated. Now those are some of my two favorite things. So allow your taste buds to change. Yeah. Megan, can you think of any other eating out options maybe I haven't mentioned? Not to put you on the spot like that, but just
no, I mean, it's really just like also some of the tips when you're eating out, like just remember to enjoy it as well, like not like wolfing it down, because you're there for the experience as well. So like, yes, get your protein and your carb, but also just, who are you there with? Like if you are with family or something, and enjoy them, enjoy the taste and all that kind of stuff too. So
exactly right. Yeah. Put your fork down between bites, chew your food all the way, taking a drink between bites. It can feel slow, especially if you're a fast eater. That's a habit I picked up in the Army, and I still have to make a conscious effort. Put your fork down, take a breath, take a drink, and then pick up the next fork. It also allows your body more time to register that it's full. So that's really good.
Yep.
Beautiful. Okay. I hope that helps you. If you need any more, just let me know. I'm sure I can think of some. Okay, so Jean, she says, hello, fam. I recently did a food sensitivity test, and she is sensitive to all kinds of foods, loads of foods. Her protein is 150 grams per day. She can eat meat and protein shakes, but not eggs or anything like that. So she says she just can't reach that goal, the 150 grams of protein. Sometimes she'll do a smoothie for breakfast. Sometimes she'll do granola for breakfast, which is like a candy bar, ladies, just FYI. Sometimes she'll do protein smoothie, which is great. So any tips on basically how to help her with all these food sensitivities get to 150 grams of protein per day? I think the video's lagged a little bit. I'm just like looking at you.
I can go. Okay. I was like, hello. So we were chatting about this a little bit, and I think she said she chooses not to have pork, right? But turkey and chicken would be fabulous proteins to have. Seafood, does she do seafood? She could have that. Shrimp is amazing on things, and that will help you get tons of protein, so you can definitely get it from your meats, but you can also do proteins as well. You can supplement. We like to encourage whole foods, but if you're trying to supplement, then of course. And then I did have a question for you. What's this lovely lady's name?
Jean Griffiths Gaffney.
Okay. So just, and you can message later, but 150 grams of protein seems a bit high. And so I'm just curious, how you came up with that number. Did you use our lovely calculator, and do you need it?
Well, and check height and weight, because you never know.
Yes, absolutely. If you're like 6 feet tall, I mean, I'm jealous, number one, but I'm just curious. I want to know. I need some more information.
Yeah, let's definitely check. Yeah, exactly. What's your height and weight to make sure you're on the right protein? But the thing is, if you did, let me double check this in my fitness pal really quick. But if you did 4 servings of 4 ounces of meat, that where is my fitness pal? Oh, there it is. That should be about 150. So let me just put this in really quick.
Spacing it out really throughout the days would be the easiest way to do that, instead of trying to get it all in at once. And your body doesn't process it anyway. So
yeah, and pre-planning. Definitely no. Yeah. So 4 meals of 4 ounces of chicken is 120 grams of protein. But then with all the other foods like nuts, and she's doing yogurt and all this stuff, she'd easily go over 150. Yeah. And that's even without protein shakes. So I would say for breakfast, you obviously can't do eggs. And so doing the smoothie with a scoop of protein with some berries or a banana and then vegetables, get your vegetables in there. That would be perfect, right? That would really set your day up for success, like starting 35 grams of protein for that meal or so. Then you can do about 35 grams for lunch and dinner with chicken. So what would that be? Let's see, 35 times 3. So breakfast, lunch, dinner, now you're at 105. For a snack, you could do the Greek yogurt like you were talking about. Let me look at the macros really quick. I think it's maybe 16 grams. Let's see.
I know the Okios, like the small is like 15, the single
Okay.
serves.
Yeah. So let's say if you're scooping it yourself, which would be great. Let's say you do, so 7 ounces is only 100 calories, 20 grams of protein. Where were we at? Yeah, 105, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'd be 125.
That's 125. And then again, just naturally with your other foods, because other foods have protein in them, you should really hit it automatically. So that's a smoothie breakfast, chicken or shrimp or whitefish or whatever for lunch and dinner, and then one snack of yogurt, and your other food should naturally hit the 150.
Yeah.
Simple. Yeah. I think it's just pre-planning. It comes down to pre-planning. Yeah. Ladies, I know you've probably heard us say this a billion times, but if you don't know what pre-planning is, you can comment pre-planning in the comments. We have a video where I have my FitnessPal screen shared. We just walk through it step by step. Here's exactly how you pre-plan your food. Here's some tips and tricks. It's totally okay if plans go astray and you have to delete it and totally change for the day. Like, no worries. But you're setting yourself up for success by having a skeleton shell, basically.
I just was talking to one of my clients about that, and she's like so excited. She's like, well, I'm pre-planned, so in case anything happens, I'm ready for it. And I was like, exactly.
Awesome. It releases so much stress.
Yes.
Because like you're not thinking about, oh my gosh, what do I need to do? What do I need to eat for the day? Where am I going to get my protein? What am I going to do here? It's like, oops.
Yep.
Like just pre-plan that baby out. Okay, cool. Yeah, thank you. That's a great answer. Okay, so Miss Lindsay. So she said, can you explain? I love this question. Can you explain lifting heavy equals growing muscles, but growing muscles doesn't equal bulkiness? I hear ladies saying they don't want to lift heavy because they don't want their muscles big, but they want tone. It's hard for me to explain that toned muscles are just muscles showing because of a fat loss. Oh my gosh, this is a fabulous question. This one I'm going to take a smidgen of a deep dive into because you're right, mostly. And so, that's exactly right. When you're training, you're lifting weights. If you feel big, like uncomfortably big, most of the time, not all of the time, most of the time, it's just nutrition. You just need to get the fat off so you can reveal what's underneath, because you're growing what's underneath and there's a layer of fat over it. You can feel big and bulky, but it's just exactly like she said, get into a deficit and get the fat off. Not for everybody. So that is for volume responders and people who still have fat to lose. Okay. So that's, I would say, like maybe 80% of the Facebook group. There is also what's called a variety responder. This is about 1% of women. We've had several come through our coaching programs. And so it's a very real thing, a variety responder. This is a woman who really does get bulky when she lifts weights. Like she doesn't have a ton of fat to lose in a sense, but she really does just get super bulky. She needs a different style of training program. A variety responder cannot do what most of us do, where it's like, okay, 4 sets of glutes, 4 sets of upper glute, 4 sets of mid glute, all these things. She needs like 12 to 16 exercises, 2 sets, total body, totally different training. It's a really different style of training. She needs more cardio. Most of you are not her. 99% of you are not her. So please do not come away with this like I need to do cardio. That's not what we're saying, but we're saying that this is a very real thing for some women. And so you just need a different style of training program. Now, there is a third person, and this is actually me. And actually one of I'd say one, maybe a couple of our current clients too, where I don't necessarily really want more muscle because I do feel bulky at more muscle. I don't really have any body fat to lose. I can see almost all of my abs all the time for the most part, except before my cycle when I have a breakdown that the scale went up and I'm like, macros. It's a horrible cycle. This is why you need an accountability person to talk you off the ledge sometimes, honestly. But for me, it's like, if I start putting on a lot more muscle, personally, I do feel like I kind of lost that like femininity because I have a bigger frame. I'm 5'8". Like I'm just naturally, I don't want to say a larger woman. That was a messaging kind of as my youth. And so I know that's a lot of it internally. It's like, gosh, I was told I was huge and don't belong in my family my whole life. So it was like, it kind of naturally makes me want to like shrink and be smaller. So I try to catch that thought. But at the same time, I do like to stay right around 145. If I go to 150 with a bunch of muscle mass, I actually don't like that. And I know a lot of women say, who cares? It's muscle. Don't worry about it. But it's like, but I don't like that. My clothes then don't fit. Then I have to go into a bigger size, not because of fat, but because of muscle. I don't want to have massively jacked arms. You know why? Because I'm single and want to attract a mate, and men are really intimidated by that, right? Just being fully honest and transparent about my personal life, I guess. But it's like you find what feels best for you. And so that's why for me, it frustrates me a little bit when women say, you can't do this, or this has to be this way, or this has to be this way. It's like, no, it doesn't, because every woman is different. And if one woman wants to stay a certain weight on the scale, we shouldn't shame her for that. Maybe that's where she feels most comfortable. Like, it's okay, right? So it's really just, gosh, there's so many pieces to that question. And lifting weights in general, oh my gosh, you're not going to get bulky unless it's intentional. You guys, like, I've been straight up lifting weights nonstop for almost 15 years. Okay. Do I look like a man? Like, I do not feel like I'm super bulky, right? But it was intentional. Could I have gotten really bulky without supplements? Yeah, you bet, right? Not what I want. And we all get to choose how we feel best and healthiest and most comfortable in our own skin. So women who lift, don't be afraid of getting bulky. It's almost impossible without intentionally. Women who are truly getting bulky, unintentionally, if you are getting bulky, you may just be a variety responder and just need a different style of training program. Did that make sense?
I loved it. I kind of like, I love where you went with that. It was great. I think you hit it.
Okay.
I love the story.
It's a very honest story.
I love it because I love that. Just on a tangent, like that's what I love about working for this program is like, you get to be what you want to be. It's not like you have to fit inside of a box. If you want to look a certain way, we'll help you get there. Like there's no one size fits all. We don't do that. And so I love that. I love it.
Like Brittany she was like, for a year, she was like, all I want to do is grow my glutes. I don't want to grow my legs. I'm like, okay, I need to grow your legs some to make sure you're injury free. But it's like, you betcha. So I stripped the volume off of her legs, put loads of volume on her glutes. Then her glutes looked amazing. And she was like, okay, but now I want this shape. It's like, Britt, your frame, it can't hold that. We have to train your legs. We have to grow your legs to accomplish that look. She's like, okay, fine, let's grow the legs. And so, but it's cool because it's like, okay, here's what I want. It's like, okay, cool, let's achieve it. And then you achieve it. And then it's like, yeah, this is cool. Let's go to the next level now. This is what I want. It's like, okay, sweet. This is what it would be. So exactly that. It's like, what do you want? Let's take you there. Yeah. Cool. Okay, great. Next one. So Mira, can anyone recommend protein powders that cause bloating?
We're lagging.
It's what? Oh, sorry. Is it my internet? Sorry, ladies. Oh. Here. Hold on.
What's happening? Because I can't hear you. Oh, no.
Okay, that's okay.
I'm just going to hang out.
Okay, hang out. Ladies, can anyone else hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? I'm going to just, hold on, Meg. It's okay. I'm going to pull up Lindsay's comment. I hope you guys can still hear me. My internet has been really crazy, so just let me know if someone can't. Yay, okay. Okay, cool.
Oh, so they can hear both of us. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just
But I can't hear Kristen.
okay. So let's just pause with her, and then Lindsay, I'm going to go ahead and answer, and hopefully she comes in. And thank you, Amy. Let me just quickly message Megan on Telegram really quick. Oh, okay, she just popped up. Oh, okay. Give her. Oh, and now she's back up. Can you hear us?
Oh, it's working.
Okay, cool. I'll send you a Telegram message. Okay, cool. No worries, ladies. It's like sometimes we have tech issues,
Love technology.
Okay, so Lindsay, so how do you lift and maintain? Oh my gosh, yes. And actually, there is another story I want to share about this. Thanks, ladies. Yeah, for your support. So, okay, so we have a client. She's been with us, I think, almost a year and a half now, and love it. And she got to her goal. She felt amazing. We're still leaning out her legs. Oh my gosh, legs take forever on ladies. They took forever on myself as well. But once you achieve it, they don't go away as long as you keep doing the things, which is great. So anyway, we got her to her goal. She felt amazing. And she understood we're just taking time to develop the legs, right? Didn't want to gain any weight. Didn't want to lose any weight. She was super happy. Then she went on a 2-week vacation out of the country. And then she came back about 3 to 4 pounds heavier. But she was in maintenance calories, right? And so this was actually a learning curve on me because no one's perfect and we're always learning and growing, right? That's what makes professionals experts and beyond, because the experience so much, right? And so she said she wants to be 140 and she's 144 right now. And for a lot of you that might be oh my gosh, 4 pounds. It makes a difference when you get down to this level. Oh my gosh, I can see and feel a 2-pound difference, and I actually get uncomfortable. It's crazy. If you're not there yet, you'll see when you get there. It's the most minor changes you really, really notice. And so she's like, why am I up at this weight? And I'm like, oh, well, you came back on vacation and you were on maintenance. To be honest, I thought it was going to drop off. I thought it was maybe just bloat, but I think it was actually weight. And that's okay. So what we did was we took her back down to a deficit. But because the way she was communicating, what I realized was, okay, regardless of how much muscle you have, it's important to you to stay about this 140 because that's where you feel most comfortable. And personally, I related to that. I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. So this question, Lindsay, how do you maintain? So this is what I told her. I said, okay, she's training 5 days a week right now. And so I said, let's get you back down to 140, 141. Then what we can do, let's drop you down to 4 days a week training, right? We'll do 2.5 lower body days and 1.5 upper body days. We'll do that for a little bit. I just wanted to put all the volume on her legs as possible. Then after a little bit, making sure the scale stays right about where she wants it, we'll drop down to 3 days a week training. That's about what I do right now. There were weeks for a year and a half, I was doing 1 day a week training, but my muscles and my body stayed the exact same. Nutrition, lifestyle, discipline, and nutrition. It's everything. Once you get to where you want to be, maintenance is a piece of cake. It is a piece of cake, truly, but it's practicing the lifestyle to get you there, which is why we really harp on macros and lifestyle coaching, because we want to help you build these tools. So when you get to where you want to be, maintenance is a breeze.
Yeah.
You're free, right? Yeah, life is free. Whereas if you quick fix it or don't learn all the habits and the tools and you get to where you want to be, how can you maintain it? It's going to be really challenging, and you probably won't because you need the tools, right? So yeah, let me know if you have questions on that. That is a great question. And this lovely gal says, I do
Me too. I know, I was kidding.
You know what? 1 day at a time. One logging your food and eating at a time. One lift with intentional effort at a time. But you know what it really is? 2 things. And Meg, I know you can attest to this. Yeah, I'm is that the right word?
Yes.
The first one is just deciding in your mind. Oh, hey, Diane. Yeah, awesome. It's just deciding in your mind, I'm going to hit macros no matter what, because it's really possible. But it's making that decision. I'm not going to try to hit macros today. No, I'm going to hit it.
Yep.
Yep. It's just a decision. And it's been like that for every trainer, for myself, way in the past, for all of our clients. It's just a freaking decision. The other thing, the other massive piece to this is knowing and believing you can get there. Check yourself, everybody.
Yep.
Do you really believe
Mm-hmm.
you can get to maintenance? Do you really believe you, oops, sorry guys, you can get to, my bad, let me close that. You can get to a body that you love and can maintain, because if you don't believe it, you'll never get there, because the mind can't go where the body's never gone.
Absolutely.
Excuse me. Sorry, I said it backwards. The body can't go where the mind has never gone. Yeah. You know what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
If we don't think we can do something, we'll never do it.
Yep.
Why? Yeah. Because subconsciously, we are going to act in accordance with our beliefs. Ladies who date, if you believe you can never have a successful relationship, you will self-sabotage that every single time. If you believe you cannot live a healthy and fit lifestyle, you will self-sabotage yourself every single time. It's not that you can't do it. It's just really focusing on like, okay, wait a second. No, like I can't actually do this. This healthy, fit lifestyle is for me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't do it. Yeah. Cool. I love that comment. That's awesome. Okay. Meg, do you want to answer this one as well? So, Miss Angie, I bought a bag of trail mix, and she feels concerned because she's like, every scoop is not going to have the same stuff in it. So like, how can I track it? Do I need to separate the items?
Okay. So the short answer is no, you don't need to separate the items. That's the short answer. Just book it like it is on the thing, look it up or scan it if you have premium. And then also I would say just take a breath, because it doesn't need to go, you don't need to go to that much minute detail, because if you're stressing that much about it, then you're not like enjoying the process. So just take a breath, book what you ate, and move on, because I promise it's not that big of a deal. It's really, really not. You've booked it, you've taken accountability for putting it in there, you're done.
Same with recipes. You guys don't worry like, oh my gosh, this scoop had one less carrot and one more piece of chicken. It's like, don't worry about a thing. Just do your best. And like, we don't have to be that crazy with it. Yeah. Good answer. Okay. Oh, this is a great question. So this was an anonymous person posted this. So, okay, ladies, what tricks have you picked up in life to get comfortable with discomfort? How do you stay the course when you're hungry, fatigued, sore, hormonal, or overwhelmed? All of these things make me want to eat and lay around, and it seems I'm always dealing with one or more of them. This is such a great question. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and start. Is that all right? You can go? Okay. Oh, there's so many things I want to say. I do want to share a quick story. So I used to be, I'm not exaggerating, I was afraid to be hungry. I was afraid to be hungry for the first, I think, 26 years of life. And like, it actually stressed me out. When I was a kid in middle school, I would go to friends' house and I would actually like panic a little bit because I was so scared to be hungry and I wasn't sure if they were going to feed me or not. And it just, it really freaked me out. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why that was the case, but it was terrifying. And I never went on a diet. I've never done a fad diet before. I'd never done any of that. And a lot of it was, I was afraid to be hungry. Right. And so basically, when I was in the military, I was active duty. I was living in Korea, and I decided to do a bikini competition. I was really ready to take my fitness to the next level. Like, I've been a trainer since 2011. What year is it? Yeah, since 2011. But it was never like laser specific nutrition like it is now, like, because obviously you're always growing and learning, right? And so I did a bikini competition, and these trainers gave me a meal plan. Obviously I was in a deficit. Looking back, I'm like, why did you put me on 1,300 calories? Like, first of all, but I didn't know anything about anything, right? Nutrition wise to that extent back then. But anyway, so I was really hungry and my stomach was growling, and I will never forget this. I literally took a video for social media and I said, you guys, I'm learning how to be comfortable in the discomfort because there's a whole new world for me. And partly it's reframing. First of all, it's always reframing. And so how I reframed it was the feeling of hunger, I turned it into my abs eating away the fat. And it really worked. And I was like, ooh, like I feel tight and I feel strong. Like this is really good. You know, my abs are just eating away this fat. Believing I was still nourishing my body. So you never want to be in starvation. You never want to do anything like that. We're always health focused, right? Yeah. But you have to be hungry to cut weight, because if you're not, you're probably not in a deficit, because your body has a set point, right? Your body wants to stay comfortable, maybe 40 pounds overweight. Yeah. You have to make it uncomfortable to create a new set point, right? There's a lot of process that goes in the set point, but you have to allow the hunger. So it's just reframing, like, I am safe. I am okay. This is good. Reframe it to, these feelings I feel are just all these little fat bubbles just going away, just one at a time, just going away. And it completely changed my life.
I love that. That's great.
My life. So I'll let you go. So that's just on the hunger side. Meg, I'll let you share, and then I may I'm going to touch on the hormonal and overwhelm side when you're done.
So for me personally, I've got 4 kids, so I'm usually busy. So when I'm hungry, I'm like, what kid can I play with now? But really just, I've found wherever you're at, whatever room you're in, if you can remove yourself from whatever place you are and put yourself in a different location, even for 5 minutes, your brain shifts. So if you're inside, go outside. Take a deep breath. Notice what's around you, because usually within 5 to 10 minutes, you've made a shift and you can move on from that. Now, sometimes maybe you're really hungry and maybe you actually do need something in your body, but give yourself that 5 to 10 minutes to really think, do I really need this, or do I just really want this because I'm grumpy or I'm on my period or whatever it is, female things, right? Because we go up and down. But just removing yourself from the situation, taking a breath and knowing I am doing the things. It does take time. It doesn't happen overnight. And just, up that mountain slowly and steadily. But yeah, it's just, it's a mental thing with you growing and changing. So when you can make that mental shift with yourself, then you've got it. Then you've got it on lock.
I love what you said. It's a mental shift to grow. Yeah. And that's exactly right. This is growing, right? You're growing into a healthier body, and that takes mental growth. Because like we said earlier, you can't take your body somewhere your mind hasn't gone at all. It's impossible, right? So knowing that there's discomfort in growth, in every type of growth, there's always discomfort. Okay. And it's reminding yourself, I can do hard things. This is good. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. And just keep telling yourself over and over and over and over.
And then you do it and you're like, what?
And then it gets easier.
Yeah.
The other thing too, though, is if you're super hungry, there are tools like high volume foods, right? So foods you can eat a ton of for really low calorie. So you're staying in your deficit, but you feel way more full. Also, why we give clients a fruit, veggie, and fiber goal, because it helps keep them really full, and it gives them lots of vitamins and minerals and nutrients, so they have more energy and just feel better in general. Okay. One other piece on this, the hormonal and the overwhelm side. We have to remember that we're not perfect. So it's like, if you need to take a rest day, or if you need to go over macros one day, like, it's okay. Mm-hmm. It's not the end of the world. We're not robots. It is what it is. Don't binge. Don't be lazy, right? There's boundaries, there's lines, but it's like, listen to your body, and it's okay, right? If you have to take some time or have an extra thing, it's like, it's okay. It's not every day. Don't make it a crazy habit, but it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely. 80-20 rule.
Yeah. Okay. But I'm like, wait a second, but not saying go over your macros by 20. Yeah. It's more just like recognizing there's balance in lifestyle, and that, again, we just can't be perfect. Although we do have clients that are 7 out of 7 macros literally every week. Yeah. So they're savages. Okay. So let's do maybe just let's maybe just do one more.
Okay.
Let's do, so this gal was also anonymous. Excuse me. She said, I'm 64 with bad knees. I've been lifting weights for over 3 years, and lunges and squats are killing me. I've tried lowering the weight and sometimes just using body weight, but still they're so sore after. Any suggestions for booty and legs without lunges and squats?
Okay, so first of all, I would want to know if you're doing preliminary work like before your workout, because when we program stuff like this for our clients, we always program, we call it a warm up, but really what it is, it's corrective therapy exercises to get those stabilizer muscles nice and safe and stable so you're not hurting. Because normally, unless you have like a medical diagnosis, things with like when your knees are sore, it's because other parts of your body aren't strong and stable. So we
Yeah.
work on building those up while we do it. Now, using no weight is completely great. And I feel for you. I hear that you say your knees are still hurting. So my suggestion would be corrective therapy exercises, and you can reach out if you would like some of those. And Kristen, I'll let you list out some. I think like a railroad walk off the top of my head. There's a lot. There's so many things you can do. Yeah.
Yeah. Working with a physical therapist.
Yes. Yeah.
The other thing too, though, is you could do leg extensions, right? You could do, it really depends. I'm thinking of, not to say her name, but I'm thinking of, one of our gals with all the modifications.
Yeah.
And there are so many modifications for glutes. That one's so easy. You could do cable everything, right? There's no squat or lunging patterns. It's the quads that are a little bit harder to hit. And so it is more of a challenge. Leg extension is great, but at the same time, it's like, let's strengthen your knees, because if the stabilizers of the muscles are not strong, other muscles are pulling in different directions, causing knee pain. So it's like, we want to strengthen all the little muscles around your knee so it's more secure and stable. So your bigger muscles can do the work instead of basically kind of ripping at your knees. And so like Megan said, doing the correctives is vital, because I'm like, even with the leg extension, the machines, it's like the machines don't work your stabilizer muscles because machines are stabilizing for you. So long term, especially only that, it's really not the best option. But for the time being, while you're strengthening them, that's really a great one that you can do. Maybe a hack squat, depending how you feel. Maybe a ball squat, depending how you feel. What are some other quad dominant? I'm trying to think off the top of my head, other quad dominant.
Well, and you can do like single movement pattern, like single leg movement patterns too. So you don't have to use heavy weight. So like single leg extensions or single leg press, stuff like that. I would also throw in just correct form is so important as well. Making sure you're using your core, like your abs in every movement pattern. Just that really helps with everything as well.
Yeah. And it's usually the two problems are improper form and you need to strengthen the stabilizer muscles. Really quick, I'm going to zoom my camera out and I'm going to show you something, because like a lateral band walk I know my screen isn't great, so you probably can't see my head, but a normal lateral band walk, you're going like this, right? It's pretty fast. In a therapy exercise, so I'm certified in corrective exercise. So other trainers may say other things. These are like actual corrective exercises for your knees, your low back, and shoulders. But I won't show you shoulders today, but it's so slow. So the count or the tempo that we do, I'm trying to remember. So you go 1, 2, nice and slow here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, toe, heel. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is dreadfully slow, but that is therapy exercises. It has to be so slow. It's not an exercise. It's a therapy exercise. It's correct. It's so very, very slow. So doing that, the railroad walk, the sea walk, stuff like that. again, just like extremely, extremely slow. One of my muffins was bigger than the other. I know, it's okay. I mean, as long as it's not crazy, like I mean, it'll even out, right? Because the next day you're eating a smaller muffin, but still tracking the same muffin, right? So it's okay. That's hilarious. Great, ladies. Did this help? Did you find this valuable today? We hope this really helps, and we're always here to answer all questions. Those of you who are interested in a coaching program to get the accountability, to get the information, and really take your results to the next level without any of the overwhelm or guesswork, you can comment coaching info or send me a direct message on Facebook, and we'll talk through it, talk through your goals, ask you a few questions like, what's going on? You know, what's your biggest hurdle? What are you experiencing? How can we support you? And then I'll share with you how we can support you and just what that would look like. So really laid back conversation, but we're here to support you. We want to help you go to the next level. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. Beautiful, ladies. Okay, great. Love it. Well, thank you, ladies, for being here. We appreciate you so much. We hope you have a great day, and we'll do Q&A next week as well. So any questions you have, just let us know. And basically, so the client success trainers, they'll be rotating each week. So I think next week we might have Katie.
Yep.
So yeah, so
awesome. I love her.
Yeah. Just to help you guys obviously get to know all of us, but also hear different approaches, right? And then eventually too, I'm sure I'll pop off and then the trainers will take the reins and keep answering as well. So, okay, beautiful. Well, have a great day, ladies. We'll talk to you later.